All right, guys, today we're going to talk about slope. So we just finished 2 weeks talking about constant of proportionality, which was K. So just as a reminder, we just finished up our y equals kx unit where we were solving for K. And remember, K is like our multiplier word. It's the word with X. And we're moving into our linear relationships unit. And our equation is going to change slightly, so it's going to be mx plus b. The good news is that the m and the k are basically the same thing, and the only difference is that now we are including the plus b piece, all right? And so today we're going to focus on slope, and slope is going to be the m in our equation, or the k in the old equation for constant of proportionality. Okay, so we're going to focus on slope. And slope is just how slanty is my line. So how tilted is this line versus how tilted is this line? And so that's really what we're going to focus on today. So we're going to focus on slope as a graph and slope as an equation. And there are two types of slope we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about positive slope. So this is positive slope on the left. And we're going to talk about negative slope. And negative slope is going to be the stuff on the right. Okay, and again, slope is going to be that letter or the number in front of the x value. So again, slope is going to be this piece here or this piece here. All right, and again, on a graph, it's how slanty it is. How slanty is it, okay? All right, so again, these are positives on the left. These are positive examples of slope. And on this side, we have negative examples of slope. So let's start with as a graph. So when I look at this graph, how do I know this is a positive slope? Well, I like to write my name. So if I write Turner on the line, where's the end of my name? Is it at the top or the bottom? Well, it's at the top. So this is a positive slope because I'm going up the mountain. I'm going up the mountain. So again, if I wrote my name, I went up the mountain. All right, and then we can use that same strategy on negative. So if I look at this graph on the right and I go, ooh, what kind of slope is that? Is that going up the mountain or down the mountain? Well, I take and on top of the line, I write my name. So I would write Turner so that the line is the bottom of my name. And what's happening? Well, I'm writing my name down. So now Turner's at the bottom. So now this is a negative slope. So this is a negative slope because we're going down the mountain. All right, and that is a very easy way to find positive or negative slope in a graph, is just looking, are we going, again, up the mountain, are we climbing up, or are we climbing down? And again, we always just move across our graph from left to right. So as I start, this side is on the left and this side is on the right. And so if I move from those 2 points, I move up. And then this side is on the left, this side is on the right. If I move from those 2 points, I go down. So again, we move left to right to check that. It's just like we would read a book. All right, so that's an easy way to check for positive or negative slope. Now, well, what would that look like in an equation? Well, we have our equations that we talked about. We have our constant of proportionality equation here. And the way that would be is, remember, this is going to represent slope, the number in front of x. And so all we're looking at is it a positive number? If it's a positive number, it's a positive slope. Well, what would that look like on the negative side? Well, on the negative side, it's basically exactly the same thing. So we have two types of equations, y equals kx, or we have y equals mx plus b. And again, in both of them, the only thing I'm looking at for slope is the number in front of x. And on this side, if I want it to be negative, I would want that to be a negative number. All right, so we're going to do some examples, and we're going to label them as positive or negative slope. All right, so in our first example, we have a graph. We're looking at this one right here. And remember, we move left to right. So here's the left, here's the right. So I'm going to move left to right. Well, when I do that, what's happening? If I move left to right, I am going downhill. I could also use my name test where I write Turner on the line. You can write your name. And where's the end of my name? Well, the end of my name is is here at the bottom, which means this is a negative slope. So I'm going to write negative because this is going to be a negative slope. All right, I have another graph to look at here. So I'm looking at this one. Again, I move left to right. So this side is the left, this side is the right. So if I trace from left to right, what direction am I going? Looks like I'm going up. Let's use my name test. I write Turner on the line. Where's the end of my name? The end of my name's up here at the top. If it's up here at the top, that is a positive slope. So I would label this one as positive. And again, this is just going to be an easy way to eliminate answer choices. Positive slope here. All right, we have 3 equation examples here on the right. 3 equation examples. And remember, we are focusing on the number in front of x. That is our slope value in our equations. So we are looking for a positive or negative number. So in this first problem, I am going to underline the number with x, and that is going to be a positive 4. Because it is a positive 4, this is a positive slope. In the next one, I would look for the number with x, and I can see, oh, it's a negative 3. So this is a negative slope. And in my last example, again, I'm only looking at the number with x because the number with x is my slope. Remember, we're focusing on slope today. And the number with x is -6, and -6 is negative. So this is a negative slope. And those are my examples of slope. And now you're ready to go practice.